What's the crack, lads? Welcome back to the channel, and we're talking about the player of the weeks today. So we've got RAPHINHA, we've got DEMBELE, we've got Anguissa. These are probably the highlight packs here, right? Or the highlight picks of the pack. We do also have, on top of that, Malheiro there as well, or Malheiro. This guy is playing over in the Turkish league for, I can't even pronounce that name. Is it Trabzonspor? Is that how you pronounce their name? I can't remember. Yeah, but I'm terrible with pronouncing names, lads. Anyway, so forgive me. But this guy doesn't even have a face, man. He's got a face from Wish. It's an okay booster, I suppose, to have on him, but it's not going to be a card that is really going to... You know, with some of the players that are out there now, I think the player of the weeks are getting worse. You've got Jordan Henderson here as well, Mr. Pass the Ball Sideways. He's a box-to-box. He's 34. He's okay of a card. Like, any of these cards here, in my opinion, these five, when we spun and we got the goalkeeper, these five, and I would also probably include YILMAZ in this as well, because they've had a Showtime version of him. This is a fairly decent hole player, but he can't play attacking midfield. So it kind of nullifies that, even though it's a good card, right? It is a good card. You can't give him flip-flap, even though he has double touch and soul control. So, yeah, it's not as good as the other one, but it's a fairly decent one. But any of these back here, Lenglet, the goalkeeper, Henderson, and Ogawa, these are not worth, if you're like, oh, you know, this player looks good, they're not worth spinning for, lads. Honestly, I don't think that they are. If you missed out on the big-time Showtime version of YILMAZ, then maybe, and he's, you know, a player that you want to watch, or you like Galatasaray or whatever, then you could go for it. The same with Anguissa. I mean, he's a box-to-box, but again, he's very average. Like, he's average for what's out there at the moment. He's going to max out at a 93 overall. He doesn't have a booster. It's just an average card, right? But yeah, listen, you guys can spin if you want, but I think the big one was RAPHINHA, man, and I do think that this RAPHINHA card is very good. He can play AMF. He can't play SS, and you can't train him that, but he has a booster, and he's got 90 ball control, 90 dribbling, 85 plus attack and awareness, tight possession, finishing, and of course, kick and power. Balance is going to be just under, unless you get a manager that can give him the +3 boost. This is a solid hole player. It's a very solid card, especially as an AMF. Is there better hole players out there than him? Yes, 100%, but it's a very solid one. And then, of course, we have the 3 buys here. So they always do love a Kubo card, and this is a fairly solid one, but they've given us 3 Kubo cards before that are pretty much 90% of what this card is at. I don't think that there's any players actually worth spinning for in this. Because if you're looking for a hole player, you could literally just get the free Pedri, or you could get a hole player similar to this. Also, as well on top of this, I think that Dembele is pretty decent. You know what you're getting with him is a prolific winger. He's very pacey, balanced, tight possession, ball control, dribbling, finishing, speed and acceleration, kick and power. Very solid, kind of does it all type card. And the booster definitely benefits this card. This card without the booster is very average, because you're not going to get the kick and power over 85. You're not going to get the finishing over 85. But when you throw the booster on him, it transforms this card, because you're going to hit that threshold for attack and awareness at 80 plus, kick and power over 85, balance over 85, finishing over 85. So it becomes a very dangerous cut-in, Neymar-esque type winger, okay? But yeah, I think they messed up a little bit with these 2 players here. Lamar is a very, very good, or Limer is a very, very good card all-rounder, but he's down as an attacking full-back. I would have preferred a box-to-box. It would have been better on this card. But overall, lads, the player of the weeks, I think, are a little bit overshadowed by the fact that they give us the free cards here, and the nominating contract is actually quite decent. So you've got an Orchestrator Pedri here, who's pretty decent, right? And you can get him for free. You know, we already signed a couple of these boys, right? So I do feel like that they've kind of... I won't say kind of like, you know, they should have given us better player of the weeks, because I understand they want to limit the player of the weeks. But even the free buys that we got here, right? So we got all of these for free. Not even in that pack. You get 5 Manchester United players for free in this, including Menu, that even though he's an attacking midfield or a centre midfielder, look at Menu's attack and stats. Ridiculous. I know he's not a whole player. I understand that, but it's a ridiculous card for free, 100% for free. You also have the new Bruno in the pack that they brought out as well, which is really solid. I was impressed with him. He's a little bit clunky. He's not as slick moving with the ball, and he's missing a couple of bits and pieces. But yeah, them cards were pretty decent, especially the free ones, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And obviously on Thursday or on Monday, we're going to have these as well. I will have a video up on that as to what's coming Monday, and we'll talk about it. We'll show you the skills. Inzaghi's going to be coming with a brand new booster. But for me at the moment, lads, the player of the week, unless it's something spectacular, we're going to skip the player of the week most weeks. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you in a bit. Peace.